There's a moment that happens to many of us over 50. You wake up one morning and realize that the simple act of getting out of bed feels different. The knees creak, the fingers are stiff, the joints whisper in protest, and you wonder, is this just how it is now? I've heard that question countless times in my office. The truth is, arthritis pain doesn't just steal comfort. It slowly takes away movement, confidence, even joy. But here's something most people don't know. Nature has given us powerful tools to fight back, hiding in plain sight in the produce aisle. Today we're exploring three humble fruits that science shows can help quiet inflammation, soothe joint pain, and maybe even help you move with more freedom again. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Channel Wellness Blueprint Over 50, where we help you reclaim your health, independence, and joy, one simple habit at a time. I remember a woman named Carol who came to see me a few years ago. She was in her late 60s, a retired school teacher who loved gardening but had nearly given it up because of the pain in her hands. "I can't even grip the trowel anymore," she said, tears welling up. Like many people, Carol had tried the creams, the pain pills, even heat therapy. Some helped a little, but nothing lasted. What surprised her most was when I suggested something as simple as cherries, specifically tart cherries. At first, she laughed. "You're telling me fruit could do what my pills can't?" But a few weeks later, she came back with a smile I'll never forget. "I don't know what magic is in those cherries," she said, "but I planted tulips again this morning." That wasn't magic, it was science. Inside those small red gems are compounds called anthocyanins, the pigments that give cherries their deep color. Think of them as nature's fire extinguishers, rushing in to cool down the flames of inflammation inside your body. Arthritis pain is, at its core, inflammation, the body's defense system gone into overdrive. Cherries help calm that storm. In one clinical study published in the Journal of Nutrition, researchers found that people who drank tart cherry juice twice a day for 3 weeks had significantly lower levels of C-reactive protein, a major marker of inflammation. Some even reported better joint function and less stiffness. For people with gout, cherries can be particularly powerful. Gout is a brutal form of arthritis caused by a buildup of uric acid crystals in the joints. Tiny needle-like shards that cause burning pain, especially in the big toe. Tart cherries help the body clear out that excess uric acid, acting like a natural detox for the joints. One study from the British Journal of Nutrition found that regular cherry intake lowered uric acid levels within hours. Imagine that. Relief not from a prescription bottle, but from a fruit bowl. But cherries do something else remarkable. They gently nudge your body toward better rest. They contain a natural form of melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate sleep. And sleep isn't just rest, it's repair time. When you sleep deeply, your body rebuilds cartilage, reduces inflammation, and restores balance to the immune system. When sleep is poor, pain worsens. So by helping you sleep better, cherries may quietly give your body the space it needs to heal itself. Now you might be wondering how to get enough cherries to see a difference. Fresh tart cherries are perfect in season, but frozen ones work beautifully year-round. Many of my patients enjoy a small glass of pure tart cherry juice. No added sugars, morning and night. Others toss frozen cherries into smoothies with spinach and a scoop of collagen powder. Even a handful of dried cherries can make a powerful snack, though it's best to choose unsweetened varieties. When I talk about cherries, I like to remind people that this isn't a miracle cure. It's a partnership. Nature provides the tools, we provide the consistency. The goal isn't overnight change, but steady progress. The kind that quietly builds day after day, until one morning you realize your hands move more freely, your knees don't ache as much, and you feel a little more like yourself again. So when you see cherries at the market, think of them as more than a sweet summer treat. They're small, yes, but sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest healing power. Carol certainly thinks so. Every spring, she still sends me a photo of her tulips in bloom. When I think of healing foods, few images are more vivid than a bowl of fresh berries. Their colors are bold, deep blue, bright red, soft pink, and they almost seem alive, like tiny bursts of energy waiting to do good work inside you. I remember another patient, James, a 72-year-old former mechanic who came to see me because his hands had grown so stiff He could barely hold a coffee cup. He told me, "Doc, I've been strong all my life. I fixed engines, built things with these hands. Now they feel like rusted hinges." His words hit me hard because arthritis doesn't just attack the body, it attacks identity. When we started talking about diet, I asked James what fruits he ate regularly. "Bananas, maybe apples," he said. I suggested he start eating a mix of berries every day, blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries. He raised an eyebrow, clearly skeptical, but he agreed to try. 3 months later, he came back grinning. "I can make a fist again," he said, "and my wife says I'm not as grumpy in the mornings." There's real science behind that change. Berries are among the most anti-inflammatory foods on earth. Their secret lies in a group of compounds called polyphenols, especially quercetin and anthocyanins. These natural chemicals act like a team of repair workers, patching up the damage caused by oxidative stress, the wear and tear our cells experience from age, toxins, and inflammation. If you think of your joints as hinges, these compounds help keep them oiled, preventing the grinding and stiffness that make movement painful. A study from the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that people who consume blueberries daily showed reduced markers of inflammation and oxidative damage. Another study on strawberries revealed that regular intake lowered C-reactive protein levels, one of the strongest indicators of systemic inflammation. That's not coincidence. That's chemistry working in your favor. But berries don't just fight inflammation, they help rebuild. They're rich in vitamin C, which your body uses to make collagen, the spongy, flexible material that cushions your joints. Without enough collagen, cartilage can thin out, making bones rub together like sandpaper. By feeding your body the building blocks it needs, berries help you protect what time tries to wear away. Blueberries in particular are like superheroes for your joints. Their deep blue pigment signals a high concentration of antioxidants that protect your cells from damage. Strawberries bring an abundance of vitamin C and have been shown to reduce inflammatory proteins in the blood. And raspberries, often the unsung hero, contain compounds like ellagic acid and resveratrol, which studies suggest may slow the breakdown of cartilage. Together, they form a trio of protection, prevention, and repair. What I love about berries is how easy they are to add to your day. You don't need to overhaul your diet or start something complicated. A simple bowl of mixed berries with yogurt in the morning, a handful tossed into oatmeal, or a smoothie with spinach, almond milk, and frozen berries can make a noticeable difference. Even frozen berries retain most of their nutrients because they're picked at peak ripeness. For those who enjoy a little creativity in the kitchen, try making a simple chia seed jam. Just mash some raspberries, stir in chia seeds, and let it sit overnight. Spread it on whole grain toast and know you're doing something kind for your body. Small steps like that might seem insignificant, but over time they're transformative. James once told me that eating berries became more than a habit. It became a reminder that he was taking control again. "Every morning when I add them to my cereal," he said, "I feel like I'm fighting back." That's the mindset I hope everyone over 50 can embrace. Arthritis might be common, but it's not unbeatable. Nature has armed us with tools to quiet the body's storms and restore a bit of ease to our movements. So next time you're in the grocery store, take a moment at the berry section. Each small fruit is a capsule of color, flavor, and quiet resilience, a symbol of how something simple can help you feel vibrant again. There's something about pineapple that feels like sunshine, bright, sweet, and a little wild. Yet behind that cheerful exterior lies one of nature's most potent natural anti-inflammatories. I still remember my patient Clara, who was 68 when she came to see me. She had been living with arthritis in her knees for nearly a decade. "I used to dance," she said softly, "every Saturday night, but now I can barely walk from the kitchen to the porch." She'd tried medications, ointments, and injections, each offering relief that faded too soon. What struck me most wasn't her pain, but the quiet resignation in her voice. She believed her dancing days were gone. When we began working on her nutrition, I introduced her to pineapple. Not as a magic cure, but as part of a broader healing pattern. You see, pineapple contains bromelain, a natural enzyme found in its core and flesh. Think of bromelain as a gentle, natural cleaner inside your body. It helps break down inflammatory compounds, reduces swelling, and soothes tender tissues. In fact, studies have shown that bromelain can reduce pain and stiffness in arthritis patients nearly as effectively as some over-the-counter anti-inflammatory drugs without the stomach irritation or side effects. In a 2016 review published in the Biomedical Reports Journal, researchers concluded that bromelain demonstrated comparable effectiveness to standard pain medications in treating joint discomfort. That means a simple cup of fresh pineapple each day might help reduce your reliance on pills, and that's no small thing. But the story doesn't end there. Pineapple is also rich in vitamin C, one of the key nutrients your body uses to build collagen, the flexible protein that cushions your joints and keeps them moving smoothly. Without enough collagen, your body struggles to repair the everyday wear and tear that joints experience, especially after 50, when natural collagen production slows down. That's one reason why our knees or hands may start to feel stiffer as we age. By giving your body vitamin C from whole foods like pineapple, you're fueling its repair system at the source. There's another hidden bonus most people don't think about: digestion. Pineapple supports gut health, and that's important because inflammation doesn't just begin in the joints, it often begins in the gut. When digestion is sluggish or imbalanced, the immune system can become overactive, leading to inflammation throughout the body. Bromelain helps by improving protein digestion and supporting a calmer, healthier gut environment, which in turn can help quiet a systemic inflammation. When I explained this to Clara, she smiled and said, "So you're saying I should eat dessert for my knees?" We both laughed, but she took the advice seriously. She began adding pineapple to her morning smoothies, blending it with spinach, turmeric, and a touch of ginger. Some days she'd toss chunks into her stir-fry or eat a few slices after dinner instead of something sugary. After a couple of months, she returned to my office. Not pain-free, but different. Her posture was taller, her steps lighter. "I danced with my granddaughter last weekend," she said. "Just one song, but it felt like freedom." That's the quiet power of food. It's not about instant miracles. It's about slow, consistent healing. The body listens to how we treat it every day, and small gestures repeated over time can rewrite the story of our health. If you decide to try pineapple yourself, I have one small piece of advice. Choose fresh over canned. Canned pineapple often loses some of its enzymes and gains added sugars, which can actually worsen inflammation. Fresh pineapple, especially when you include a bit of the fibrous core in your smoothie or juice, gives you the highest bromelain content. Even a single cup a day can start to make a difference. What I love most about pineapple is how it works on two fronts. It reduces inflammation and helps rebuild what inflammation has damaged. That's a rare combination. It's like having both the fire extinguisher and the repair crew working together inside your body. And it's delicious, sweet, refreshing, and full of the life-giving energy that reminds you healing doesn't have to taste bitter. So the next time you slice a pineapple, don't just think of it as fruit. Think of it as your daily reminder that nature still knows how to help us heal if we're willing to listen. Even after years of pain, the body can learn to move again, to feel light again, to dance again. Just ask Clara. When I think back on the stories we've shared of Maria, James, and Clara, I'm reminded of something I tell every patient who walks into my office. Healing doesn't always come from something new. Sometimes it comes from remembering what's been there all along. Cherries, berries, and pineapple. Three simple gifts from nature, each one quietly powerful in its own way. Cherries calm inflammation and ease stiffness. Berries protect and rebuild your joints with color and life. Pineapple soothes pain and supports recovery with every juicy bite. No single fruit is a cure, but together they're a message. Small, consistent choices matter. So add a handful of berries to your breakfast, sip tart cherry juice at night, or enjoy a cup of pineapple as your afternoon treat. Over time, your body will thank you in ways that matter most. Less pain, more movement, and a little more joy in every step.